Hello and welcome to Daily Dulcinea. Today is July 7th, 2008. Today we'll celebrate Robert Heinlein's birthday, and we'll also look at the demauling of America, and we'll explore the incident at Roswell. Mark, can you start us off on Roswell?
Well, sure. In 1947, on July 7th, Mac Branzel, a rancher, reported seeing a flying saucer over his ranch in Roswell, New Mexico. Shortly after that, the Roswell Army Airfield acknowledged that it captured a flying saucer. That, of course, set off a wild investigation and created all sorts of hullabaloo about UFOs that continues through this day. We all know about the TV show Roswell, and it was in the X-Files, and it's been in a lot of other media, video games with it. The interesting thing is, there was a guy named Kenneth Arnold who kind of got screwed here. 2 weeks before, he saw a flying saucer near Mount Rainier. He was a pilot, and that kind of got lost, and he's no longer given credit for coining the term flying saucer, even though he did. So Harry Truman was kind of freaked out about this. This is right after the end of the World War, start of the Cold War, so he allegedly created a secret, it's not secret anymore because I'm talking about it, group called the Majestic 12, which apparently spent the next 50 years examining whether there are indeed UFOs, and surprisingly they concluded there are not. They've attributed what was seen at Roswell and elsewhere to Air Force balloons, kind of satellite chasing balloons.
Well, they would
and
say that.
the interesting thing was the people of Roswell reported seeing aliens, which the feds have attributed to being anthropomorphic test dummies. I can't believe I said that right the first time. But I think if that were true, that the anthropomorphic test dummies would be a lot bigger than like crash test dummies today. And there are no bands called anthropomorphic test dummies. So
Yeah,
I
that's
find
right.
this kind of skeptical.
You might be onto something.
My kids have never had toys called anthropomorphic test dummies, so they might be right about the balloons, but I think there were definitely aliens there, because that's a far-fetched
That is a little bit
explanation.
far-fetched.
Yeah.
And from one alien event celebrating the birthday of a man who wrote about science fiction novels. Can you tell
Well,
us?
he dealt with both alien invasion and, more importantly, he dealt with people going forth into space. I'm talking about Robert Heinlein, who was born on July 7th, 1907. He was the first writer to be named a Grand Master of Science Fiction, and his novel, Stranger in a Strange Land, was the first science fiction novel to hit the New York Times bestseller list. And his writing, including that book and Starship Troopers, Stranger in a Strange Land, his future history stories, all of those helped to inspire people toward space exploration. So I would say, according to him, we're supposed to have colonies on the moon by now, which is, not so great. But people have been continually enthused by his work, although others of his ideas say that you should be in the military before you get a chance to vote, or his enthusiastic support of group marriage and ritualized cannibalism. I don't think those are going to catch on too quickly.
We'll see.
Yeah, you never know, Amy. Thank you. And Josh, what's going on with the demauling of America?
Well, Kate, unfortunately, malls are going the way of the dodo bird. On Earth magazine claims that there's a demauling of America, and the numbers are pretty telling. In the 1990s, malls were going up at a rate of about 140 a year. Then in 2006, there was one enclosed mall built in the U.S. And today, 19% of the 2,000 biggest regional malls are failing. And the nation has about 50,000 malls, but each year 5% need to be rebuilt or rehabilitated. So this is a result of like Walmart's coming up and like Costco's. And what's going on is that malls are turning into more greener places because they're more enclosed, smaller, so people can like walk around instead of driving everywhere, like the suburbs where everybody has a dog and a family in one house and they drive everywhere. So that's what's going on, and movies like Mallrats are also going away, I guess.
The way of the dodo
The
bird.
way of the dodo bird.
We're going to have to start a movement to save them all.
Save them all.
I'll start that.
Forget
Yeah.
the whales, forget the rainforest. We
Save
gotta
them
save
all.
them all.
Our indoor air-conditioned playground.
Yes.
Yes.
With aliens.
They are what America's about.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
more
I guess.
aliens.
Well, that's all the time that we have for Daily Dulcinea. Please join us again tomorrow. And for more information on these stories as well as others, please visit us at findingdulcinea.com.